So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the today's webinar session brought to you by San Diego State University and Shiksha Study Abroad. This is an informative session on Bachelor's in Engineering and Computers. So, before we move further, I would like to introduce our presenter today, Regan Pulraj, and he will be helping you with all the admission queries over for the universities. And there's a request by Shiksha that please, for all the questions and queries, please put your queries over the Q&A box. And in case if you want to ask directly to the vegan, you can always use your raise hand button and we'll unmute you and you can definitely go ahead and ask directly to the vegan. So stage is all yours, vegan. All the best.
Thank you so much, Andrej. So a very good evening to each one of you. Thank you for joining us. And again, I would officially like to introduce myself again. So my name is Regan Paulraj. I am the International Student Advisor for San Diego State University, California, USA. So before I share a couple of things, I just want to share a video which will give you an overall outlook as to what we offer, how the campus looks, and a lot of different things. Such a beautiful campus, right? And I hope you guys are pumped as well looking at it. Very beautiful place to be in and study. So I'm just going to share a little bit more information about the campus and just give me another minute to share the presentation as well. Great. I hope you can see my screen. So as I mentioned, in the video, you had a rough idea as to how the campus looks. You would have seen the stadium. You also would have seen the kind of job opportunities that we have tie-ups with Disney and everything. So now I'm just going to share a little bit more specific information about the university. So first of all, we are located in the city of San Diego. Now, San Diego is a very beautiful city with almost 70 miles of glorious coastline. And we are the second largest city in the state of California and one of the top 10 cities in the entire world, not just for the living standards, but also for this education system and the job opportunities as well. We also have a name which is called America's finest city. And we are located right across the Mexico border. And if you look at the lower end of my screen, you can see the beautiful port where a lot of international trade keeps on happening all throughout the year, due to which a lot of job opportunities are created. And that is one more job market that you can very easily tap into. And we have 360 days of sun, not like the hot Delhi or the hot Mumbai kind of sun, which comes with a lot of humidity and sweat. In San Diego, we have a very pleasant climate with an average temperature of 21 degrees Celsius throughout the year. And we also in a driving distance to LA and a lot other places as well. And we are currently the only campus in San Diego which has a trolley system within the campus. If you can see right in the middle of the screen, that is kind of the metro system that we have in Delhi. So that is the underground trolley system that has a San Diego State University stop. And that takes you almost to all the locations in and around San Diego. And it only costs 152 US dollars for unlimited travel throughout one semester. And we also have beautiful Pacific Ocean waters where you can do all kind of water activities, surfing as well. So now I'm just sharing a little bit more in detail about our campus. So we are the Cal State University system, which is one of the largest university system in the entire US. Now, when it comes to California, you would have heard the UCs, that is the University of California, like the UCLA, UC Berkeley, and the next major education system is the Cal State education system. And it is the largest education system with 23 campuses. And we, San Diego State University, are one of the top 3 campuses. And we are a large campus of over 300 acres right in the heart of the city, and one of the oldest public schools as well. We have over 202 academic degrees where you can add a major, a minor, and do a double major as well. And we also one of the most applied universities in the entire US. As you can see on the screen, every single year we receive more than 100,000 applications, out of which we only enroll around 30,000 students to maintain the student faculty ratio and also to maintain the quality of education as well. So apart from your scores, I would advise the future students, whoever are willing to come to SDSU, to complete the application process as early as possible. Because the more early you apply, the better chances of you getting into our university. So this is just a little bit about our rankings. We are one of the most known schools for our business programs. Currently, we are ranked number 4th in public and number 8th nationally. So hands down, I can without doubt say we are one of the best universities when it comes to business. And apart from that, we are currently ranked number 8th nationally for our graduate rate performance. And we have a dedicated career services team that organizes 3 career fairs every single year during the fall, the spring, and the summer break as well, where you get a lot of opportunities for internships and for jobs in and around California. Apart from that, every individual college also conducts their own specific niche job fairs as well. And we also give high importance to the undergraduate research. Our faculties and students work hand in hand and work on a lot of research activities throughout the year. We give students equal opportunities to participate in our student research symposium along with our grad students, where students from all the majors and colleges are able to present their research. And we have newly opened an engineering and sciences complex, which is a $90 million building that provides you with all the required equipments and labs to conduct the research activities. So as mentioned, these are all the majors that we provide at SDSU. We have 7 different colleges providing you 97 majors. And we also have some special programs that you can see on the bottom right corner as well, like pre-dental, we have pre-medical, and a lot of other medical courses. And I also would like to give a shout out to a couple of classes that is very unique, and you wouldn't find this in a lot of places. And just talking about this makes me want to share about what we have. At SDSU, the students can take surfing classes or introduction to outdoors as well. Now just imagine you are going to a class, instead of carrying a book, you are carrying the surfing board to the beaches and learning how to surf at the beautiful Pacific waters. As unconventional as it sounds, the best part is you actually earn credits for taking these fun classes. How cool is that? And there is also ENS 138, which is Intro to Outdoors. And our university is actually located only 5 kilometers away from one of the most popular hiking destination, where you learn all about surviving in the outdoors, living in the outdoors, and just really getting to know a lot about the nature. And next, I would like to talk about the housing and the residential education. So for all the freshmen and the out-of-state students, that is the international students, for the first 2 years, it is mandatory for you to stay on campus. And with with staying within the campus, you can use all the in-housing residential community as well. And one thing that we have noticed in the past years is that all the residential students tend to get 11 to 13% higher GPA due to all the guidance and support that they receive within the housing residential education. And it is also a very good opportunity for you as a student to study and learn a lot of different areas by joining into this residential learning communities. Now, let's say, for example, if you're a business student and you're surely interested to know about law, you can very easily go and go to one of these residential learning communities and learn about all the state laws, all the government laws, national laws, and just really understand a different perspective about apart from your education as well. So these communities are only accessible for all the students who are living on campus. And SJSU, our campus is active all year long. We have more than 350 plus student organizations where you can be a part and enhance your extracurricular skills as well. You can also start a new organization within the campus by consulting the Associated Students Government. And these things, you can actually highlight in your CV, mentioning that you were the president of the International Business Club or the Professional Development Club. And all these things will definitely add weightage to your resume and build your skills as well. And apart from education, the student life at SDSU is super exciting. There are a lot of festivals, carnivals, street shows, performances, cultural programs that happens throughout the year by different colleges. And one of my favorite is definitely the farmers market, which is every Thursday, where people from different communities open their stalls on campus and bring delicious and yummy food. And apart from that, every year we have top artists who comes to our open theater to perform. And last year we had the world famous singer and Oscar winner, the great John Legend, who came to perform, and it was absolutely amazing. And some of our students have actually posted live videos on their social media platforms. So do check it out. And one thing I can assure you for sure is if you join STSU, every single day is going to be a memorable day for you. And very quickly, I'm going to share a couple of other things as well. So we have the International Student Center, where as an international student, all your concerns and queries will be answered. Any kind of problem that you may have in terms of your visa, in terms of your subject selection, or your housing issues, or any kind of problem that you have, this is going to be like your second home where you can go and knock the door and they will help you with any problem that you have. And apart from all the education and festivals, we also have a load of recreational activities for all those fitness freaks and students who love outdoor activities. So you can offer surfing classes, for swimming classes, for rock climbing classes, and get professional certificates as well, just by paying a couple of $100, which is way cheaper for any student. Because otherwise, for any local student, they'll have to pay around $2,000, $3,000 for these same classes. And for all the students who are interested in sports, we have a professional Division 1 team on campus. And you can all the students who are interested in sports, you can go for the qualifiers and play for the team, traveling across the states. And if allowed, you can travel across country as well, competing with various other teams. Also, as you've seen in the video, we have a huge stadium where a lot of state matches takes place. And for all the STSU students, the tickets are absolutely free. So whenever you're on campus, don't miss out on the live games because the feel and the game is absolutely amazing. And these are the steps to apply. The steps are very simple. You have to go to the Cal State portal because we are the Cal State system and go and select the STSU campus. The basic requirement are 10th, 11th, and 12th score sheets. Students perform an English medium school, IELTS and TOEFL is not required as well. So the process is very easy. And we also have a detailed step-by-step video that is available on all the social media platforms. And apart from that, if you have any queries, I will be sharing my contact details at the end of the session. So feel free to reach out to me over WhatsApp or email, and I will be happy to sit on a one-on-one Zoom call and share and guide you through the application process and how to apply at the Cal State portal as well. And finally, I would like to share the fee structure. Now, I know when you look at the fees, it looks like a big number. So firstly, the fees mentioned over here is just the estimated cost of attendance that will be shown in your I-20, but the actual expenses will be higher or lower depending on your personal expenses. Now, if you look at the first two category, that is the basic tuition fees and the non-residential tuition fees, when you combine both together, it is around 20,000 US dollars, and that is the education fees for 2 semesters. Now, 20,000 US dollars is, we are one of the most affordable universities in our league. We are way lesser than the other top B schools that you will find in the entire US. And that's one of the main reasons why we have so many applications and so many interests for our particular universities. And the next major costing that is almost equivalent to your education cost, that is the typical on-campus food and housing, which is around 18,000 US dollars. Now, again, this costing can be higher or lower depending on your expense. Now, if you're opting for a single room, then definitely the costings will be higher. But if you're opting for a double or a triple sharing room, then the costing will be lower than 18,000 US dollars. And this amount also includes your food as well. Now, if you're opting for a 3-meal course, which most of the Indian students offer, then the costings will be on the lower end. But again, we have a lot of other students from different communities and different countries who offer a 5-meal plan, so their expenses a little bit on a higher end. And again, book supplies and transportation. If you offer the trolley system, your transportation is only 300 US dollars for unlimited travel. And books, again, we have a beautiful library where you get all the books. And only if you want to purchase any particular book, this will be your additional expense. So this is just a rough estimated cost. The actual expense is going to be higher or lower depending on your personal expenses. But the first two things is the education fees. And that's it from my side. So if you have any questions, then feel free to reach out to me. I will be sharing my contact details in the chat box. And now I would like to leave the forum for any questions that you may have. Feel free to ask. And if you're a little bit shy, I do understand that's not a problem at all. You can feel free to reach out to me over WhatsApp as well.
Thank you, Regan, for such an informative session. And now it's a time for Q&A. So all the students, I would request, please use your raise hand button and you can go ahead and ask with your all queries. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead with Anubhav Raj. I'm going to unmute you and please go ahead with your question. Anubhav, you're there?
Yes, sir. Is my voice audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible. Please go ahead with your question.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Hi, Anupam. Good evening.
Sir, actually, my question is regarding the subjects. Like I was searching for various courses in the US universities. Like all of them are mentioning that you need to have at least 3 maths credit, and you need to have maths compulsory in class 11th and 12th. And if you don't have maths in class 11 and 12, you cannot get admission in any type of courses. Like if you take sociology and any type of subject like computer science, anything. So is it compulsory that you need to have maths to enroll for any courses?
So it is not mandatory for my university. We do not require any prerequisite. So irrespective of which subjects you have taken in your 11th and 12th, whether you have taken maths or you've taken science, you can jump into any stream you like. Let's assume you are an art student, you have taken arts or commerce in 11th and 12th. You can still opt to do a STEM major in our university. So that is not, we do not require any mandate maths or any other subject requirement.
Thanks, sir.
And again, I'm being very clear. This is very specific to my university. That is San Diego State University. So for other universities, you might need, but in San Diego State University, you do not require.
Thanks, sir. My query is cleared, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anubhav. Now I'm going to unmute Diksha.
Great.
So Diksha, you're there, so please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Diksha.
Hi.
Yeah, please go ahead with your question.
Yeah. Uh, how about computer science bachelor's program? Can you tell me about that?
Diksha, I'm sorry, I lost your voice. Can you just repeat your question?
Computer science bachelor's programs.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, sure.
In
So
university.
again, we are located in the state of California. Now everybody knows California is a tech hub, not just for the US, but for the entire world. Any big company you look, whether it is the Amazon, Google, we have the headquarters right in the state of California. So our computer science department is one of the most reputed department after business, definitely, and we are very good rank for computer science as well. We have a lot of niche program that you can take in depending on your particular interest. Now computer science is a very big department, and if we have small things like digital marketing, or if you want to get into coding, software, hardware, or if you want to do more niche thing like know about the metaverse, all these things you can add a minor and you can develop in that particular field.
Oh,
And
okay.
every year, even our computer science department has 3 career fairs where we are given equal opportunities for you to either get an internship or a job while you're doing your course itself. So it's a very beautiful opportunity, and we do not require any prerequisite. So for any other background student as well, it is very easy for you to start a computer science engineering because we start the subjects from level 1, and then we gradually increase the level of subjects.
Okay. You offer internship programs in first year of bachelor's itself?
So first year, we do not usually tell the students because you have just arrived to the campus and then you
Yeah.
have to know, you just are getting familiarized with all the departments because it's a huge campus, right? So from second year onwards and from third year beginning, we will be pushing the students to go and attend the internship and the job fairs as well. During the first and the second year, you can definitely be an observer, know how it's happening, talk to your senior students, and they will also guide you. So the moment you enroll into this university, you will be assigned with a career advisor who will guide you depending on your future dream, which subjects you have to select, what are the extracurricular certifications you have to do. Now, again, only doing your education is not it is not it, right? You need to have extracurricular skill set in that particular line, whichever industry you want to tap into. And we also have a lot of workshops that happen during the weekend. Because Monday to Friday are your education classes. And during the weekend, we have a lot of workshops that keeps on happening for business students and for computer science students as well. Like we have hackathon, we have digital marketing, we have advanced Java and Python as well that recently happened for all the students. And when it comes to business, we have a lot of business marketing, sales, and management and leadership workshops as well. So apart from your education, when you also go to these workshops and develop your skills, very easily you can clear a, a job or an internship interview. And again, if you're going for CS, you are a STEM student, so you can use the OPT and CPT benefit as well, and you can
Uh,
stay back in the US for 3 years.
okay. I have another question.
Yes.
Actually, I'm a US citizen.
Okay.
So I'm staying in India, studying in India currently.
Got it.
I'm in 11th grade. So am I considered as, will I be considered as an international student or how?
So unless and until you are from the state of California, you will be
Yes,
still
I mean,
considered to be an out of state student. So there are only two categories. One is in state and one is out of state. So if your citizenship is from the state of California, then you will be only paying the basic tuition fees and not the international tuition fees.
actually, I studied in India, but I was born in Hayward, California.
Oh, great. Perfect. So
Okay,
you will
so
be considered as a domestic student and you will just pay the basic tuition fees as you can see on the screen. The non-residential tuition fee won't be applied to you, and the typical on-campus housing also won't be applied to you. That is totally an optional. If you want to stay on campus, you can stay. If not, you can opt to stay on your own.
And if I have any further questions, how can I reach you after this meeting?
I will be sharing my contact details over WhatsApp, and if not, you can directly drop email to us in the international admissions page. As you can see over here, international admissions at sjc.edu. And I will be happy to connect on a one-on-one basis over a Zoom call and share more detailed information about the program and the subjects as well.
Yeah, that'd be very great.
Yeah.
I guess that's all answer your question, Diksha. And going forward now, I'm gonna unmute Vedika. So if Vedika, you're here with us, please go ahead with your question.
Hello, is my voice audible?
Yeah, hi
Yes,
Vedika.
yes, Vedika.
Thank you so much for this meeting and all the things you have told. It was great. Actually, I've been like researching since a long time about these things, but I've like got through a lot of college, and one of my friends also got accepted in Knox College of University, Knox University. So that's what I thought that I should be going to something like this. But everywhere there is not a scholarship is full of like, so can you tell me, like, can I get full scholarship, like what are the requirements for that?
Yeah, your name is Vedika, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vedika, I'm really, really sorry. There is no sweeter way to say this, but at San Diego State University, we do not have scholarship. And the reason is because our tuition fees is very much on the lower end, that we cannot afford to give away any part of that to as a scholarship to any student. Now, if you compare with any other university, you wouldn't find an affordable university as this, because the combined tuition fees is only around 20,000 US dollars for 2 semesters. That is for one academic year. Now, if you look at other universities, whether in the state of California or any other state in the US, their I-20 itself is around 65,000 US dollars and 70,000 US dollars. So since we are already on a lower end, we cannot afford to give away any scholarship at present. However, this particular year, the entire team is working on trying to give away some, but again, it won't be a full scholarship.
Okay, and is the SAT and ACT is compulsory, or like
It
it's
is
an
optional.
option?
It is optional, dear. SATs and ACTs, it is not required as a part of your admission process. However, we usually advise the students to take the SATs and ACTs and score well, because that will be a weightage for you when you're applying for a job or when you're taking any technical subjects on a level 3 or level 4. That is on a higher level.
Okay.
So it is advisable for you to take the SATs and ACTs and score well, but it won't play a role for your admission process. Your admission process is totally dependent on your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade scores, because you will be applying when you're in the 12th grade.
So what's the criteria for 10th and 12th? Like how much do
Again,
you have
if
to
you look at the GPA, it is around 3.0. GPA, which is around 70% and above. Again, I'm being 70% is less if we look at a more higher. But again, I will be happy to sit with you on a one-on-one basis to evaluate your scores, and then we can proceed with the application process. So that help I'm willing to do from my end.
Yeah, sure. That would be great. Thank you so
Yep.
much.
And I've for all the students out here, I've already shared my WhatsApp number, my email ID, and my full name as well in the chat box. So you can make a note of it and feel free to reach out to me. I will be happy to sit with you on a one-on-one Zoom call and walk you through every aspect of your course in terms of the subject, your internship, and the placement details as well with respect to the average packages and all.
Well, thank you, Regan, for answering that. And now I'm gonna move on to our next participant. It's Arjun. So Arjun, we are gonna unmute you and go ahead with your question. Arjun, you there?
Hello. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Arjun.
Hello.
Yeah, please go
Hi,
ahead
Arjun.
with your
Good
question.
evening.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, Arjun.
Okay. So my first question is like, what is the exact requirement in my class 12th for the if I want to go in any course?
So again, in class 12, if you have a 70% and above, you are still on a safer end. But however, your class 12 won't be evaluated unless and until you have an offer letter in hand, because you will be starting your application process when you're in grade 12. So when you're starting, you will be only evaluated based on your 9th, 10th, and 11th grades.
Okay, but I have finished my class 12.
You have already finished your class 12. So is there any particular reason why you have a gap year?
No, I have recently passed it. Last month, only my exams had finished.
And you want to apply for this fall, for this August?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Not
that is
for
not
this.
okay.
Okay, not for this August. In Jan intake.
Unfortunately, we do not have a spring intake. We have only fall intake. The spring intake is only for transfer students.
Okay, okay. So in
Yeah.
August.
So we do not have a spring intake. However, you can apply for next fall, and
Okay.
that should be only way possible, because sadly we do not take any new incoming students during the spring. We only take transfer students who are not able to join for the fall intake.
Okay, so can you tell about the other universities? Like, what are the minimum requirements of other universities in the USA?
Again, in USA we have a quote that we say it depends, because every university, it totally depends on that particular university. I cannot talk about other universities and level requirements. It can be higher than us, it can be lower than us. So you have to reach out to that particular university rep, and they will be able to guide you. If not, you can straight away go to that particular university website, and you will have all the entry level requirements for that particular university.
Okay, so does your university recognize the grades of class 9th, 10th, and 11th?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so that helps us in admission into the university.
Correct. But since you have already completed your 12th, in your case, your 12th also will be considered.
Okay, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Correct.
All of the four.
Correct. All 4 grades will be considered because you have completed your 12th.
Okay, okay, thanks. And
Yeah.
what the exact requirements?
Again, 70% and above, you should be safe. And
Okay,
in case if
so
you're willing to apply, I will be happy to sit with you on a one-on-one call, evaluate your scores, and I will only advise you to drop for the application if you're confident you'll be getting an offer. So that help
okay,
I can
so
do from my
please
end.
give your WhatsApp.
I've already shared it in the chat box.
No, I cannot say it.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I guess it is visible, Arjun, and we are able to see it. We are gonna reach out to you over email as well. So
Great.
don't you worry. We will reach out to you, and your all queries will be answered, or most probably by Regan on one-on-one session.
Okay.
Great. So thank you, Regan, for answering that. I'm gonna move to our another participant. It is Ansh Patel. So Ansh, you're there. Please go ahead with your question.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Ansh. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Can I ask about the aeronautical department in your university because it's new for me, and in India also it's very odd to take aeronautical.
Correct. So again, are you looking at aeronautical or aerospace?
I am looking for aeronautical.
Okay, got because a lot of students have that confusion with aeronautical and
I do
aerospace,
have.
because it's below gravity and above gravity, right? So that's the
Yeah.
only difference. But a lot of students get confused and fascinated. Now, again, aeronautical is a very good stream. You can either get into the mech department and do a minor in aeronautical, or you can, if you are 100% sure you want to get into the aeronautical department, you can start a major in that particular course as well.
I wanted to join in the bachelor's degree after 12th.
Great. So we do have aeronautical in our. We have a beautiful team with a lot of subjects that is shared with respect to the aeronautical, and you will be learning about the parts, how the motor engine, how it runs, and physics and maths is very important for these particular things. So you will be having maths and physics as well.
Yeah, of course.
And the entry level requirement is the same as I just mentioned to the other
70
students.
yeah.
Correct. So the entry level requirements, irrespective of any stream you're looking at, it is the same. IELTS and TOEFLs, again, it will be waived off if you're from an English medium school, so we do not require that as well.
If I give SAT, will I be getting more value than others?
You You will be getting more weightage during your internship and for a few subject selection for technical subjects, but it doesn't play a role when you're doing the application process.
Okay, thanks a lot. If I have more questions, I will email you.
Please.
Thanks a
Yeah.
lot.
Is there any other question?
Hi, this is Vidika here.
Hi, Vedika. Yes, dear.
Yeah, I wanted to know about the expenses of studying at the university, the living expenses and also the college tuition fee.
Yeah. If you could look at my screen just one moment. Here. So this is the estimated cost of attendance that will be mentioned in your I-20 as well. So the first two things, that is the basic tuition fees and the non-resident tuition fees, is your education cost for 2 semesters, which is around $20,000 US. Okay. And the next fee component is a typical on-campus housing, which includes your food, your stay, and all the other housing facilities that you have, whether it's the community, the access to the swimming pools, library, free tickets to the basketball games, or for any auditorium, for any shows. That totally includes everything in that. And health insurance is mandatory for all the international students. And the next expenses, book supplies and transportation, which again is totally dependent on you. So the estimated cost is around $42,000 US, but it again totally depends on your personal expenses. Now we are in a city of San Diego, which is also known as a party town. So if you go out and if you live a lavish life, the expenses will be a little bit on the higher end. But we have a lot of students where they spend very, very minimum.
Okay, thank you. One more question I had was, what improves the weightage of my profile? Like accepting the SOP and the LORs, what else will help me get in, like improve my chances of getting in?
So, Vedika, there are certain universities who follow a holistic approach, and there are certain universities who do not follow an holistic approach. So, we are one of the universities who do not follow the holistic approach. We do not require SOPs, LORs, essays, letter of recommendations. Nothing is required. It is purely based on your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade scores.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
we do not take in any other things like the essays or letter of recommendations or anything. It is going to be purely based on your marks. And in case if anything is needed, we will be interviewing you like how we are talking over here. We will be taking a Zoom interview, but that is on case-to-case basis.
Okay. So even my extracurriculars, nothing like that is required.
Now, all
right?
these things are useful when you come to the campus and when you try for a leadership role in a particular club or a society or a community. And also all these things will be useful to help color your CV as well. But it does not play a role while applying to the university. Your application and the admission decision is going to be purely made based on your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade scores.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Vedika, for asking that. Now I'm going to move to another participant. There's a person, sir, called Kingston. So please unmute yourself and go with your question.
Yes, thank you. Is there any bachelor's program with data science specialization? And my second question is there any banks whom I can approach for loans facility? Do you have any tie-up with any banks as such? That's it.
So yes, we again, if you can look at my screen, I can share with you. We have the College of Engineering where the students can take computer science engineering. Now again, this is just the course. Now inside the computer science engineering, as I mentioned earlier, you can opt to do data science or data analytics or digital marketing, depending on whichever major and minor you want to take. So you take a parent subject that is computer science, and in that you do a lot of child subjects like you do data science, you do Java coding software, depending on what you want to do. So that in that way you can specialize in the stream that you wish to study. And to answer your second question, I'm really sorry we do not have any tie-up with any banks because we do not want to get into that particular part. However, with my previous year's experience, the students, after they get the offer letter and the I-20, any reputed bank is willing to give them a loan. And if you need any letter from the university's end, I will be happy to give you that letter. But we do not have any tie-ups.
Sure, thank you.
Well, I hope that answers your question. So please go ahead with your question.
Hello, good evening, Vivek.
Good evening.
I wanted to ask that I just got 90% in my boards in class 10th and 9th, and I wanted to have a BTech. So would it be So would I get an admission? 90%.
Your voice is a little bit feeble, and I could just capture a few words. You mentioned you have got 90%.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you want to do BTech.
Yeah.
So in US again, it is not like how we categorize in India. Like we have B and BTech, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Technology. In US, it is just engineering.
Okay.
Now again, in engineering, it depends on you which subjects you want to study.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, we have a couple of core subjects that is called as GE, which is General Education, which is mandatory, so that we can issue a particular degree in that particular name. So we have a couple of prerequisite subjects that you need to complete. Apart from that, all the other subjects will be selected by you. So what you want to study is what we are going to offer you.
Okay. And like my school's like a boarding school, so will it help on my application?
Your application is totally dependent on your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade scores. There is no other part. There is no other thing that is going to add weightage or add as a negative point for your application. It is purely based on your scores.
Okay.
We just wanted to make the application process very simple, because pre-COVID, we would have asked for all the other things, but post-COVID, we just wanted to make the life of a student very easy, so they can apply to the university.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome, Raghav. And now I'm gonna unmute Anubhav. So Anubhav, if you're here, please go ahead with the question.
Hi, I am Anubhav Adhikari from Delhi, India.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. My question is, how much is the percentage or grade is the minimum requirement for the admissions? Is there any criteria for minimum requirement?
We look at something a percentage above 70%, but again, it depends on case-by-case basis. Now, there are few students who opt for a STEM major, and in case if they are scored less in an English or like in a language paper in 10th, or if they are scored less in a physics subjects, we really want that student to come and learn in a particular university. So it all depends on case-by-case basis, and that's the reason I mentioned I will be happy to sit on a one-on-one basis with any student who's interested to apply for the university. I will be happy to do the first round of evaluation, and then we can proceed with applying for the particular university, because it totally depends on case-by-case basis and your individual subject marks.
Okay, that our marks is more than 85%, around 90.
So that should still be on a safer side. That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, another question. That computer science I wanted to opt, but I have seen through your website that few people are taking computer science there. So what is the reason there are less seats available or anything else?
I'm not sure where you have got the information from, because for the past 3 years, we have got immense of interest in the computer science department. Again, we are ranked in the top 10 for our business programs. So that's the reason you won't be able to see a lot of computer science in our website. But even for computer science engineering, we are ranked one amongst the top 100 universities, which is still a very big thing in the entire US. So our computer science program is also very good. And this year in particular, we have had more than 300-400 applications only for computer science in India, Singapore, and Malaysia countries itself. So the interest is very high for computer science engineering.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, and also we are from the state of California, so that is actually the technical hub. So all the companies you name it, whether it is Google or Amazon, we have their recruiters come to our campus for internship opportunities, for job opportunities, and the exposure is totally different.
Okay, among San Francisco, how is the ranking in this university?
Now again, San Francisco University is a private university. So USF, University of San Francisco, is a private university. We are a public university. So the rankings might be a little bit different, and the costings also will be a little bit different. Usually the private universities are more on the expensive end, and the public universities are more on the lower end when it comes to the cost of attendance. So I would advise you to go and check both our university pages, check on the rankings, and also check on the cost of attendance as well, which is the education cost.
Right. Okay.
And again, I will be happy to share more specific information on a one-on-one Zoom call with you. My email ID and my WhatsApp number is in the chat box.
Yeah, we have noted down. Okay, we'll be in touch. Okay.
Yes, sir. And I will be happy to share specific subject details as and walk you through the individual prospect as
well. Thank you, Regan, for answering that. Now I'm gonna bother you with some of the Q&A questions as well, which
Yes,
are in the
please.
chat box. So I don't want participants to feel left out. Okay.
Sure.
So one of the question which I can see on my screen is how to start the admission application process and what points to be considered in the application.
Yeah, so the application process, again, we are a public university, so you have to go to the Cal State government portal and select the San Diego State University campus. The steps to apply, there are a lot of videos in YouTube as well, and you can feel free to reach out to me and I will be happy to help. So as you can see on screen, step 1 is apply to STSU, complete the Cal State form by paying the $70 non-refundable fee. Create an SDSU web portal account and submit all your documents of application. Submit official transcript, proof of English, that is a minimum of instruction letter or any of the tests that you have given, IELTS or TOEFL. And once you have done that, you can feel free to reach out to me or the International Admissions STSU page and inform that you've applied to STSU, and then we will be guiding you further as what has to be done. And points to be considered is, again, all we need is your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade scores. That is the only thing that is going to play a major and the most important role when it comes to the application process.
Great. Okay. So another question which I can see on my screen is university still accepting fall 22 now?
Unfortunately, we are not accepting any students of fall. The application closed on May 1st itself.
Okay.
So this is for all the future students. If you're really interested to join, we are very strict with the deadlines. We do not give any grace period for the students because it is purely based on first come first serve basis. So start your application process soon. Once you get the offer letter, accept the offer letter and enroll, and then you can take a final decision.
Great. Okay, so Aditi wants to ask, can you explain about the transfer application and its acceptance?
So transfer application, again, we have tie-ups with a couple of community colleges where a student, if they're not able to enroll directly to our university, they enroll to one of the tie-ups that we have with the community colleges. They do 1 or 2 semesters and then they can join SDSU as a transfer student.
Okay, great. And well, I'm gonna unmute Mumtaz. She wants to ask something directly.
Yes.
So Mumtaz, if you're there, please go ahead with the question.
Hi everyone.
Hi,
Good
hi
evening.
Mumtaz.
Good evening, Chandresh.
Good evening.
I want to know what's the total expense for any course, say computer engineering, and then what are the other expenses I should anticipate over this my course of education over there. Can you explain in brief?
Yeah, so as you can see on my screen, that's the estimated cost of attendance, which will be mentioned in the I-20 as well, for which you have to show funds. Now, just to break it down even further, the first 2 things that you can see, which is the basic tuition fees and the non-resident tuition fees, that is combined your education fees, which is around $20,000 Okay, and the second major expense that you'll be having is the on-housing, the on-campus food and housing, which is around $18,000, which includes your food as well. And for all the international students, it's mandatory for them to stay on campus for the first 2 years. After that, if they wish to continue, they can. If not, they can opt to go out and stay outside as well. And the next is the health insurance. Again, that is mandatory for all the international students. And book supply and transportation, that is totally dependent on student and their personal expenses.
Okay, so got it. So my I mean, I understood this, but the point for me was this on-campus food and housing. It's for each year or for the combined period of my stay in the campus?
The estimated cost that is that you can see on the screen is for 2 semesters. That is 1 academic year.
Okay, 1 academic year, and the same case for the tuition fees as well.
So everything is the same. Again, same.
Okay, so I just multiply by number of years I'm going to stay in the course over there. So,
correct.
For example,
and again, the typical on-campus food and housing, it totally depends on which package you go for. Again, if you're opting for a single room, then the expense will be on a higher end. But if you're opting for a triple sharing room or a four sharing room, the costing will be less than $80,000. And this all includes your meal as well. Now, most of the Indian students go for a 3-meal plan. So their costing is usually lower, but we have students from other countries who offer a 5-meal plan, and they have a different diet that they follow. So their costings will be a little bit on the higher end. So it totally depends on the student. The factors that do not change are the basic tuition fees and the non-residential tuition fees. That is the education cost.
Okay, okay.
Apart from that, it is totally dependent on every student.
Yeah, understood. So I can say around 20,000 for the fees per year, on campus housing and food around 18,000 per year.
Correct.
And the other things are like one time, even the books and supplies, they will be also like per year, correct?
That is totally dependent on them. Again, we usually advise the student to go to the library and take the books. But again, there are some students who wish to have their own book and, they have their own markings and everything. That is totally dependent on student. So if they want to purchase, they can purchase.
Okay. So may I know the computer science bachelor's degree is for 4 years or 3 years?
It is for 4 years. All the bachelor's degrees in San Diego State University is for 4 years. Total 8 semesters, 2 semesters in 1 year.
So the payment is per semester or like annually?
We have a couple of installment plans as well that we will, what we usually do is once you get the offer letter, and if you wish to go ahead with an installment plan, we provide you customized installment plans by discussing the student account services, and then you can go ahead with that. So even you can also break down one semester into 2 installment plans as well, into 2 payment.
Okay, so, but without any like additional processing or kind of fees, on those.
There is no additional processing, but an additional fees is definitely charged, which is around few $100. I think $200, $300 in excess you'll be paying if you're going for the installment plan. That's the normal EMI thing, right? That even if you buy a car for loan, like towards the end, by the time you finish your loan, you're paying in excess if you would have bought it in a one-time thing. So it's all the same math. Yeah.
I mean, just to make myself, aware about.
Yes. So I will be happy. Just drop a hi in WhatsApp to me if possible. I will be happy to share the installment plan and the excess amount of fees that will be applied as well, because it's clearly mentioned in the website.
So can I ask you this way? What would be the total expense for course in, say, computer engineering for a period of 4 years, like a ballpark figure?
So again, you can just multiply this figure into 4, and that should be your final cost.
Okay.
But again, it totally depends, because I know a lot of international students from the past years. They do not spend so much on campus, even when it comes to their housing, food and on-campus food and housing. They usually go for a triple or a 4 sharing room in a dormitory, and the expenses are on a minimum.
Okay.
So it totally depends on every student.
Okay, got it. I mean, as I understand from you, the on-campus food and housing is compulsory
for first 2 years.
First 2 years.
Correct.
So for the next 2 years, I can opt outside the.
You can opt to stay outside the campus, or you can continue the on-campus housing as well. Because the on-campus housing comes with a lot of facilities that we have on campus. I'm not sure if you've seen the video during the starting of the presentation.
Yeah, I saw it.
You would have seen how beautiful the campus life is, which otherwise, otherwise a student won't be able to get access to all these things.
Yeah. Yeah. So similarly, the health insurance is also for 4 years.
Health insurance is mandatory. The cost that is mentioned on the screen is for 1 academic year. That is 2 semesters.
Oh, okay, 2 semesters. So I have to multiply by that as well by 4.
Correct.
Okay, got it. So I can still opt for a on-campus housing after 2 years also.
Absolutely, that is totally every parents and every student's wish. If they wish to continue, usually I've never seen any student after staying on campus, they wish to go outside, because it is very, very safe, because we have a police department within the university, and you wouldn't find that in a lot of other places. We have a police booth that is on campus, that is inside the campus also, and we have a medical college as well. So everything and you will get on campus. And once, even for a parent, if they know that their son is back to the campus, they also know that they're safe.
Okay, understood. Got it. So when I have to show my funds availability, I have to show for the first year or for all the 4 years at the time of application?
The amount that is mentioned on the screen, you have to show these funds in your bank.
Okay.
And this will be mentioned in the I-20 as
well. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Mumtaz, for asking all
you.
these questions. And in any case, if you have more queries, we are running short on time, and so we take a few of the questions from the Q&A box as well. So Mumtaz, you can connect with the Regan directly over the WhatsApp, and you guys can go ahead with the Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
And thank you, Regan, for answering all these questions.
Yes.
And one of the interesting question I can see on my screen is I have so Ashani asked that I have a lack of extracurricular activities. Will that make any impact on admissions?
So again, I would have to make it very, very clear. We do not follow an holistic admission process. So for your admission, it is purely based on your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade scores. Extracurricular activities, certification, SAT, ACTs are additional weightage when you apply for a job or an internship, or when you're doing other extracurricular activities. But it does not play a role when you're during the admission process.
Okay, perfect. Well, with this, we come to end of this session, and thank you so much, Regan, for answering all these queries and for such an informative session about the university. And I have to all the participants, if your question's still not answered, don't you worry. Regan's gonna reach out, and we got all your email IDs and contact details. So we will be reaching out to you, and your queries will be answered. And thank you so much. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Chandra, for hosting us, and thank you all the students for joining. If you have any questions, I'm always available on WhatsApp and email, or else you can reach out to me through Chandresh as well.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.